Tiffany and welcome to my channel Foxey Sunrise. Today's pick a card reading is going to be all about your natural gifts and abilities. All the timestamps will be down below in the description box, and choose as many groups as you're drawn to. So group 1 is recognition. Group 2 is invitation. And group 3 is nurture. Okay, I'll see you at your group. Hello group 1, if you chose the recognition card, this is your reading for your natural gifts and abilities. I'll also be shuffling a tarot during and another oracle deck at the end. So, okay. So we have recognition. I'm seeing this as an ability to see the potential in things. I'm hearing the phrase making lemonade with lemons. What is it? How does it go? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. It feels like there's some resourcefulness with this group, and the star makes me think of potential. I don't know. I'm getting just strong potential energy. Like there's a lot of expansive energy, potential, endless potential with this group. There may be a lot of gifts with this group as well. Let me go ahead and shuffle. Let's see. I have a zodiac, astrology birth chart calculator in the description box underneath the timestamp. So if I call out any, I didn't like that shuffle. If I call out any astrological signs, you can always dive into that resource if you don't really know much about astrology, and it's much more accurate if you know the time that you were born. But yes, I'm getting Sagittarius and Aquarius energy, as well as Cancer for whatever reason. I feel like that's a little random, but yeah, Cancerian energy. Okay, so just group. Ten of Pentacles. Okay. What? Okay, that was upright, but it was. I guess I can read it both. I kind of hit it and it was like reverse. It was like upright and then I hit it and it went reverse. Okay. Okay. Clarify for 10 Pentacles. Clarify for the Devil. Clarify for the Devil. Clarify for the Devil. Clarify for the Devil. Wow. Okay, oh my gosh. Clarify for the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, clarify for the Nine of Cups. Clarify. Oof. Okay, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, there's a lot of value cards here that are in reverse. So I was saying earlier when I was looking at the recognition card that I felt a lot of like potential, like boundless, infinite potential sort of energy. And there's a lot of recognition, potential recognition. There's a lot of potential gifts. Some of it may be intuitive gifts, psychic gifts, or creative gifts that are present here and waiting to be tapped into. There's a lot of abundance, potential abundance as well. Maybe there's something that you've been nurturing but you kind of put to the side due to maybe distractions or distractions. I don't feel any other need to go deeper into that, but I feel like some people in this group may be distracted or being distracted from, I don't know why I just I hate repeating myself. I try to communicate so clearly. There's some distractions for some of you, and some of you are being distracted because of maybe a lack of organization, a lack of there might be some scattered energy. So I'm also getting a very frazzled Gemini energy. Like there's a lot of things that you want to do, but it's almost like starting things off but not really like planting any like real roots into the things that you've started. I'm also getting Aries energy as well. But I'm seeing an energy of a lack of organization. I'm seeing some indecision. I'm also seeing a lot of that being rooted around some like self-concept, the way that you see yourself, some unwanted, undesirable, very draining beliefs that are also distracting you from focusing on what you want to do. So procrastination comes up big time here with this group. Also heard the phrase resting on your laurels. Maybe there's a little bit more effort that you can put in, and not even much, but it's just a little bit more effort, whether that be like organizing time to do what you need to do, or to do some research towards your talent, gift, and ability. I'm hearing practice with this group. That could be I'm getting the energy of somebody who may be naturally good at something, and so maybe they really aren't interested in practicing any further or learning any more about what they're good at, but that's only going to sharpen the tools that the tool that is your natural gifts and abilities, if you decide to continue to put some energy into that versus maybe wasting energy on overthinking and procrastination and feeding into toxic beliefs that are only keeping you from this endless potential, like I said, of prosperity, of abundance, of maybe a business, being your own boss, of some sort of independence that you can gain, financial independence, financial freedom, or just general independence that you can gain from tapping into these abilities. But I'm definitely feeling an indecisive, a little bit of indecision, a little bit of disorganization, some doubts for sure, a possibly distractive energy. I'm seeing like someone who like started something and then they put it down for whatever reason. They got distracted, whether it was relationship or just very, I don't know, it could even be a job that you know you don't really want to be at, and there's another opportunity available where you could kind of like advance. I'm thinking of another word besides upgrade. That's not the right word, but up level. So maybe a toxic work environment, a relationship, maybe just overconsumption of just anything. But I'm getting a lot of it is rooted in a certain belief of just doubt, self-doubt, or fear, hesitancy, a worry of putting that energy and investment into something like that. Maybe it's something a little unorthodox. Maybe it's not like some kind of corporate, not sustainable, but perceivably stable field. So maybe that's where some of the hesitation is coming from. Yeah, I just feel like I haven't named any gifts and abilities, but I feel like there's some intuitive gifts here, some an ability to own your own business, so some entrepreneurial gifts, some an ability to be a very good leader, an ability to be a natural at certain things. And I'm also getting a vibe that like this group maybe hasn't put in enough like energy in a couple of things and one thing. So maybe there's not one particular gift that I can name, because this energy may be a little bit fresh or maybe a little bit new, as far as like specific gifts. There may be a lot of potential gifts, but because there hasn't been anything that's been really rooted into, it's like untapped potential energy is what I'm getting from this group. But I'm getting just generally just business, leadership, finances, possibly the arts, or writing is coming up, and a very small portion of like spirituality, or just being some kind of like thought leader for some of you. Capricorn. Okay, again, we have that very like entrepreneurial boss energy. Very sturdy energy. This could also allude to, because we have two energies of Capricorn here, and it may allude to this group needing, again, like that discipline, that organization, that focus, regardless of how you feel. You're going to stay consistent regardless of your mood. You know that you're going to show up every morning and do this and that, workout routine or whatever it is, even though we're talking about natural gifts and abilities. I always have like a theme, and then I might have like light expectations of what I'm going to get, and then it's just completely different than what I expect it to be. Yeah, so there's an emphasis on time management for sure. Time management with this group, focused will, consistency, maturation. There's a need for a maturity around like distractions, and setting boundaries as well. Setting boundaries around those distractions. Capricorn can be a little bit isolated as well when we talk about their planetary ruler, which is Saturn. So maybe for some of you, you need some space to be able to focus. Maybe you're an easily distracted person. Distractions seems to be the theme for this group. Like, that's very interesting. We have Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Okay, when I see this, I feel like, again, I'm getting like Gemini energy, like an energy of like, you have all these ideas and you're trying to do them all at once, like you're doing too much. This is saying like, take one step at a time to happiness. But I'm feeling that with the Capricorn energy, with all the earthly energy, we have Taurus energy here as well. There's a lot of like, mostly like earthy energy. This group is being asked to slow down a little bit and narrow your focus for the time being, so that you can really tap into all of these gifts. Because I'm getting just an array of just random, just just the possibilities are endless with this group. So there's no one ability that I can name for this group, but what this group is really being told, the message for this group isn't about your abilities. Like, I feel like you're aware that you have a lot of, you can do anything, is what I want to say. But are you giving yourself the appropriate amount of time? Are you organizing your time? Are you trying to do all these different things at once? Where is your focus at? Is it scattered? Are you distracted? Are you in a place where you can, where you can concentrate, or are you? I'm thinking of this girl that I know who, she likes to read books in public places, like in the bar. So I always thought that was interesting. And it's not like, I don't know how much reading she would get done, but I know different people can focus in different environments. So maybe if you're the type of person who likes to be around people and not in like some quiet room, feeling a little bit claustrophobic, I feel like some of you maybe do well with a coffee shop or something like that. So whatever works for you, but somewhere where you can focus on those abilities. Whatever you're being guided to, I feel group one, whatever you're being drawn to, whatever your interests are, choose one and start with that. And yeah, one step at a time. Time management is huge here. Time management, releasing all of your distractions if you're really wanting to tap into what these abilities may be. The indecision I mentioned earlier, choose one. Choosing one doesn't mean you're stuck with one, but just choose one for a week. Or I don't know if any of you have ever gone to college or have ever considered like planning your time like you would if you were having to go to certain classes. So maybe like organizing your time blocking so that you can I don't know, so that you can make time for all of the things that you want to do. Because I feel like this group is just very excited and eager. But with that excitement, you have to laser focus it, so it's not scattered, so that you're just not a master of none. Yeah, but this earthly energy I was saying is very slow moving. There's a lot of earthly energy here, so it's slower moving. It takes its time. It's trying to build. It's trying to plant seeds and make sure they have strong roots. It's consistent. It's patient. So this is the energy I'm feeling this group needs to really hone in on your gifts. Heart awakening. I trust the mystery of life, visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out-of-body travel. Okay, so Lady Nada, heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive, and balance. Balance is what sticks out to me here. And also with the visions card, it's like slowing down to tap into what your true desires are, not what looks good, what feels cool, and maybe like even starting from that like surface level aspect of like what you want to like learn or hone in on, like, okay, this is cool, so what can I get out of it? Like finding your why. I feel like tapping into the heart space has a lot to do with finding your why, and that can motivate you to do it on the days that maybe you're not vibing with it, to practice on the days when maybe you're not as magnetized to it, or it doesn't seem as exciting, like remembering tapping into that heart space to understand, like, okay, this is why I want to do this, like it makes me happy, this is why I want to do this, because it'll help people and I'm also being helped in the process as well. Just as examples. I trust the mystery of life and visions. We have two number 10s here. I don't know if 10 is a significant number for you, but I feel like with this, it's like practicing and not knowing like how it's going to end up, or trying something out and not really knowing what the outcome will be or what the purpose of you like learning this will be. Because sometimes I feel like we get jobs or we learn new skills and we're not really sure like in the future how that will like help us with like our, I want to say end goal, but I don't know if we ever really have an end goal. But I think it's to just be present in the moment when you're learning these things, or when you're focusing on and tapping into these new abilities and practicing them. And then visions, this could also be a mention of like some of you may have a very active imagination, so a very active crown chakra and third eye. So that could allude to either like brilliant ideas, a very active mental space, as well as like some of you it may be actually being able to be clairvoyant, or some of you may be artists, so you get like these visual ideas for art projects or just anything artistic. And for some of you, it may just be generally like psychic abilities, but everybody uses them for different reasons. So you may be clairvoyant, and they may be images that are meant to be shared and created, or maybe performances, or a business plan. Maybe you have like you're able to have dreams and visions of like a business plan, or a company, or different things like that. So yeah, that's really beautiful. 20 minutes. Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay, so I'm just pulling one more card. Did not think this would be, but that's okay. Guess it needed to be said. We have koala on the back of the deck, calm, perspective, imagination, and ease. Again, imagination here. I feel like patience here. Koalas they're not Speedy Gonzales. They're not moving very quickly to get to a certain goal. They're taking their time, and they're very patient. And then we have elephant, which I feel is also an earthly energy. Responsibility, cooperation, honor, and empathy. So don't be afraid to ask for help or collaborate with people. And I'm also, again, getting this like leaderly energy, like this big brother energy when I see this big elephant with this baby elephant. This paternal, maternal energy, this ability to be a leader, and a very nurturing one at that, as well as responsibility. Again, honor, responsibility. So honor your commitments, honor your boundaries, honor your gifts by practicing them, by making a sacred space for you to be able to focus on practicing them and growing them and cultivating them and nurturing them. Cooperate with yourself. Be responsible with your time and honor your time. Know that your time is precious, and you have, I don't want to say you only have so much, that's true, but you have enough of it, and you are given so much of it to where you shouldn't, squander it? You shouldn't just waste that precious time. It all can be used very wisely, which I'm also getting. The elephant energy is very wise. The Capricorn energy is very wise, very practical, very efficient. Okay, so that is your message, group 1. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I hope to see you all again soon. Okay, group 2, if you chose the invitation card, this is your reading on your natural gifts and abilities, or what you need to know about them, because the first group, that answered the question a little bit differently than I was expecting. But I'm going to shuffle some tarot and some animal oracle cards as well. Yeah, so The invitation card is making me think of just empath. I'm getting very open to energies, very nurturing, very approachable. So I'm getting Pisces energy as well as a little bit of Cancer energy. And Leo, there's a warmth there too with the neon sign. There's something warm about it. I'm also noticing like the aesthetic of the card too. So Libra can be inviting in the sense of like being a really good hostess, setting a very comfortable like aesthetic in the home. I'm mentioning all these energies. If you aren't familiar with your astrology chart, I have a link in the description box under the timestamps if you're wanting to tap into that resource. Oops, that was a lot of cards. The time of birth is going to give you a more specific analysis, but yeah, if you're not familiar with your birth chart, I'm just naming general energies because it may not just be your sun sign, it may be, you know, something else. So I need to know about group 2's attributes and abilities. 2's attributes. Emperor in reverse. Interesting. Okay, so natural gifts and abilities. Natural gifts and abilities. Okay, I'm definitely getting. I was about to say something, but then I got zoned back in. It's weird. Clarify for 5 of Swords. I'm just feeling this like mediator energy, this ability to kind of like de-escalate situations and being like subtly in control. But also like being that person can be a little bit draining, and you're having to put in a lot more energy into certain things like that. Maybe being like that person that gathers everybody together. 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords. Interesting. This group may need a little bit of alone time to recharge. 9 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Ooh, okay. Queen of Pentacles, yep. And then, yeah, there's a visual of like overexerting your energy. Because you aren't giving that back to yourself. So maybe this group has maybe some boundary issues, either issues speaking up for some of you, or you just have a different approach of exerting your willpower and your masculine energy. That's not the word that I wanted to use. I feel a little bit of, there could be some possible passive aggressive energy or just like a softer way of being assertive. Just so that you don't have to worry about either overburdening other people or stepping on toes. So this is a much softer energy. I feel, like I said, empath, maybe feeling as though you need to de-escalate a lot of situations or control situations energetically speaking. And by that I mean just like if people aren't having a good time, maybe you feel moved to like assist with fixing that. But there's also like a need to give back to yourself so that you're not drained or overworked, or overextending yourself, stretching yourself thin. There may be a little bit of overgenerosity here too. So self-love is big here with this group. We have Luna, Moon, so very sensitive. It's a Cancer energy. I live each moment with a presence of gratitude. And I don't know why I thought it said anything more. Okay. Energy field adjustment. Okay, this group, I feel like your mood kind of lowers whenever, like, so this group is definitely psychic in the sense of, like, their emotions. So strong Cancer energy here, strong empath. We have a pregnant woman here, which just the Cancerian energy and Virgo energy definitely represents the womb, and mother's milk is Cancerian energy. So there's very, like, gentle, very sensitive group, empathic. Maybe specifically for some of you, your Cancer moon. I'm seeing an ability to play with energy, but to also be strongly affected by energy. So especially other people's emotions, very, very sensitive. So there's a need to kind of, like, I don't know, I'm hearing, like, thicken your skin a little bit with the knowledge knowing that you're an empath. Setting those boundaries could be your thick skin, is what I want to say. I don't want it to sound like, oh, toughen up. That's not what I mean exactly. It's more of just being more aware of, like, who's draining your energy, who's not, when you need to come back and recharge, and kind of, like, take a little retreat away from other people. Maybe you're in a job where you're having to, like, give a lot, and even sometimes, like, smile when you're not feeling like smiling. So I think this group would do well with every now and then, like, retreating and recharging. And also I'm feeling, like, the energy of, like, comfort food. So maybe cooking for yourself. Maybe you're very, like, I'm feeling, like, very strong maternal energy here. A natural ability to be very mothering and nurturing, and so, like I said earlier, warm and inviting, and unfortunately easily drained. But I feel like people are easily drained because they didn't recharge properly, or they didn't fill themselves up properly. And it's important to have, like, a connection to something that will recharge us endlessly and infinitely, whether that's some kind of, like, routine that we can always tap into and check back into, so that we're not trying to get recharged from sources that are also easily drained or not always reliable. And the most reliable resource we have is ourselves and what we provide for ourselves. So those really nourishing home-cooked meals, and maybe taking lots of baths, or a lot of body work or energetic work. I'm seeing energy field adjustment, or cleansing and health. So maybe I'm getting a lot of emphasis on foods, rest, water, so baths, maybe a sauna even. I mean, that it's like a expelling of water, I guess. Sweating, so maybe there's a need to move the body, and that's a way of kind of shifting your energy and cleansing yourself through movement. So it could be gentle. It doesn't you don't have to sweat exactly, if some of you aren't into that. But I thought of yoga initially, but now that I'm bringing up water, I'm thinking of just different forms that water can appear. So, like, sweating, swimming, baths, drinking more water, hydration, maybe taking a trip to the beach. So solo time is very important with this group as well, because I'm seeing a lot of images of people alone, and people, like leaving something, or being like, this one's like you're turned away from other people. This one's like moving away from something. So I would say this group may benefit from a little vacay as well. And this I live in each moment with the presence of gratitude was in reverse. And I was feeling sort of like a pessimistic, sort of like sad girl, sad boy, sad person vibe of... and I don't think I ever finished that train of thought, which I'm really good at doing. But what I was trying to say earlier is I feel that one of the signs of knowing that you're out of balance is if you're in a very crabby mood. If you're in a very like just not so good mood, there's a need to recharge and there's a need to check in. So if you're feeling like very just like out of nowhere, just bouts of just being upset or sadness, I mean there's other reasons for that. So this is just a general tarot reading for entertainment. But so if there's something deeper, going on, definitely get that assessed. But out of nowhere, you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I feel just gross, or I feel just sad. I feel really angry. Like I just have been cranky for the last few days, and I've been hanging out with this group of people, just as an example. So that's kind of what I'm alluding to, is I think this group is very intuitive, especially when it comes to like your body. So that would be clairsentience, like intuition through the body and through your emotions. So if you all of a sudden you just have a bunch of stank emotions, I think there's a need to pull back and recharge and see how that rebalances you. Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. When I think of Kali Ma, I also think of Durga and the ability to be that powerful voice. There's a lot of blue here. And setting boundaries, being very strong within yourself, even if you have to be like perceivably rude, if it means like protecting your energy. Of course, be respectful, but if someone's really just like pushing your buttons, just say what you gotta say. And using your voice a lot more. I'm seeing a lot of blues here. We have Mahavatar, Babaji. I think it's Boujee. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. So that the connection between all things again makes me feel like you guys are so sensitive, and in tune, and very like aware. And sometimes there's that in itself can be overwhelming, as well as just kind of like operating outside. Going outside and operating. So boundaries, I didn't finish that thought. Kali Ma makes me think of boundaries. Durga makes me think of boundaries and protection, and just fierce feminine energy. So that I'm seeing the reds and the blues. So like a balance of being strong, feminine energy. So like the blend of the masculine and the feminine. We have Boujee, which feels like a softer expression of the masculine. Like there's a softness to him that I feel, but also a high intelligence and compassion. And then we have Kali Ma, which just looks a little bit intimidating and frightening. Well, I mean, in this one she doesn't look as frightening as in some of the more traditional depictions of Kali Ma, but there's a need to sort of whenever you're needing to set those boundaries and you're feeling like you're needing to recharge, to say something, to be stern, to be serious, to be to know that you can be soft, and you don't always have to be soft. Just because people see you as that, just because you're naturally good at that, doesn't mean that has to be all that you are. So if you need to like, I don't know, curse someone out, I can see Kali Ma being like like ripping someone a new butthole because they overstepped her boundaries one too many times. Like not once, but the second time she was like no. So protect your energy. It's very beautiful. It's very soft. It's very nurturing. And I feel like a lot of people, there's moths here. So, the image of a moth to a flame, like there's a lot of people who would be very attracted to that nurturing energy. Because a lot of people, I feel, don't really know how to nurture themselves. And maybe that's true for you as well. It's easier to externally nurture, but not internally nurture. And so if you are that like wellspring, and you make yourself available, open invitation to be and provide that, it's not a service, resource to other people, it's not fully fair to you, and they won't learn how to give that to themselves if you are always there to provide for them. And how well of a nurturing, I feel your energy feels like a sacred space. So this group may be good with therapy, with children, also, like I said, psychic ability, tapping into how people really feel, really seeing people, and how well can you do that and hone in on that if your energy is constantly being drained. So I said that with group 1, there's a need for some organized time, specifically with y'all. It's more of not really tapping into anything. I feel like this is more of an ability that can grow and improve through just knowing how to kind of recharge yourself. So this group is needing alone time for more recharging. So I definitely recommend body work and energy work with this group if you're open to it. So if you could find a Reiki healer, a Reiki healing friend, maybe you're interested in Reiki healing or pranic healing, or some type of modality in that sense, massage therapy for yourself, or learning massage therapy, taking yourself to some sort of holistic spa. Like I've been really into like red infrared sauna. I really want to try that out, or one of those float tanks. That sounds really cool. But finding those things to really, really nourish you, and also those things where somebody's giving to you, which is why I mentioned those services. So the float tank is more of you just pay to play type thing. You just pay to float in just pounds of salt and just not have to hear a word. But I think those appointments, is that what I want to use? Those activities where somebody is filling you up and giving to you, like I said, those energetic services, those energetic cleansings, or massage, or a pedicure, manicure, whatever you want to do, those types of services where you're being in a receptive mode, I think those would be really charging as well. And for some of you, very more sleep and the arts, painting without a purpose, of course, but just and getting out in nature a little bit. But lots of solo time. Solo time seems to be very important for this group, so that they can kind of like recharge. But I'm also getting a message of learning ways to set boundaries, whether it's vocally or psychic defense, if y'all have been guided towards that. So psychically and energetically learning how to set boundaries, as well as using your own voice or lack of presence. And by that I just mean like by not being there. That's your boundary. Like I don't really want to go to this event right now, I'm not really feeling it, or I'm gonna stay in and watch some Disney movies or something like that. So yeah, I think that's tapping into your inner child is really important too, with the moon energy and the strong Cancerian energy that I was feeling. Is also, we have this visual of this pregnant woman here. I didn't really show all the cards, but yeah, something about tapping into your innocent, pure joy, things that bring pure joy, make you laugh and giggle and just feel safe. Safety is a big word with this group. Okay. Oh wow, these are going way longer than I thought. I think that's everything, group 1. Oh my god, group 2. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I hope to see y'all again next time. Bye. Group 3, group 3, group 3, group 3, group 3. If you chose the nurture card, this is your reading. Damn. Well, it's too late now. I just realized I didn't draw a card for the last group, but maybe they just didn't need it. It is what it is. It's fine. It's already 20 minutes long. These readings have been going on for a little bit. And I guess I underestimated the timing. So if I don't feel guided to draw an animal card, sorry. But I'm definitely going to do tarot. So this group is the nurture group. Cool. That's awesome. Wow. Oof. This feels more earthy to me. Earthy and a little bit watery. Cancer has been showing up in every group, I feel. And then the moon card appears as I split the deck. Cancer, Pisces, Virgo, Taurus. Yeah, this feels like a very like chill, earthy. I'm Sagittarius a little bit. Like I'm getting like a sort of like hippie energy, like nurturing, yeah, in the emotional sense, but in a more of like, I accept you for who you are. I'm getting Aquarius energy too. So there's an ability to kind of like, I'm feeling this group would be very great at building a community. Okay, what do I need to know about group 1? Jeez, that's the card like flew out. Oh, I said group 1. I'm gonna redo that. I don't know why I keep referring to group 1. That's so weird. Group 3. Let's try this again. Yeah, I feel like this group would be really great at building a community. Star card, okay. Yeah, strong Aquarian energy. I feel like you make people feel comfortable with being their weird selves. Okay. Group 3's natural gifts and abilities. Group 3 natural gifts and abilities. Oof. I love when they fly out like that. Group 3 natural gifts and abilities. Group 3 natural gifts and abilities. Jeez. Okay, yeah, we've got a lot of just like fun, down to earth but fun. Group 3 natural gifts and abilities. Bringing people together. Okay, so that came out. I put that back and then it came out again. Let me just keep, because I'm trying to get these cards out and then I want to talk and then I get distracted. Okay, clarifier for Knight of. Do I want that card? I'm gonna put it back. If it comes back, we'll try it again. Okay. Clarifier for the Knight of Wands, please. Clarifier for the Knight of Wands, please. Clarifier for the Knight of Wands. I'm not feeling that card either. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I think I'm judging. I judge the judgment card. Like, no, this doesn't feel right. Okay. Clarifier for the Knight of Wands. Clarifier for the Knight of Wands. You know, that, it's, now that I put it back, I'm like, you know, maybe that was the card. Because I was just saying how non-judgmental y'all were. Clarifier for the speaking your mind, words, performance arts, so like spoken word. Clarifier for the 3 of Cups. Clarifier for the 3 of Cups. Whoa, gosh, okay. Wow. So strong, again, strong leader like energy. Maybe you lean more towards masculine energy, or you just relate more towards just being maybe a little bit more direct and outspoken. Clarifier for the 4 of Swords. Clarifier for the 4 of Swords. We definitely have more masculine elements with this spread as well. Clarifier for the 4 of Swords. Clarifier for the 4 of Swords. Clarifier for the 4 of Swords. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there's an ability to be able to detach from your emotions, but also examine them. So I feel like there's this, again, with Aquarian energy, I feel like with some mental rest and also meditation, you're able to really bounce back from like feelings very quickly. So that can be a natural ability. Like nothing puts you down for very long, and you're able to kind of, for some of you, look at it from an objective standpoint. So maybe, like I was saying, Sagittarius, Aquarius energy, some of you are sort of into psychology, or maybe more logically spiritual. And maybe you use certain spiritual tools, spirituality techniques to more so strengthen your mindset. Maybe it's more of maybe there's more of a cut and dry way that you use spirituality and spiritual tools like meditation and shadow work. So maybe this group is very is a natural at self-examination and identifying things like that, and just knowing yourself. Again, I feel like to know enough about yourself assists you in, because you become comfortable with who you are. So it assists you in having people attracted to you because you're weird. Because you're okay with being a little bit just unorthodox is a better word. I feel like weird is a positive word, not necessarily like a derogatory word, but you're fine with being who you are, whatever that may be, as unique as that may be, because of your ability to sort of like sit with yourself and objectively look at yourself. So that attracts people to you because they can sense that authenticity, and therefore feel like there's an opening for them to be more authentic and not have to wear a mask. But I feel like you guys are, I'm feeling either life of the party vibes, or you just are able to like bring people together to have a lot of fun, like building a community. People love hanging out with you. You're like a very gregarious person. And also like very direct too. Like this group is very blunt. You're very straightforward. So nurturing, ironically to me, feels like it's always a soft thing, but I feel like you can nurture someone by just telling them the blunt truth. And it may not like be like the softest pillow to sleep on. Like it's not the most nurturing, like stereotypically nurturing feeling, but I feel like somebody will look back and be like, I'm glad that person told me what was up, because no one else did. I don't know anyone else like that. Yeah, but you have just this aura of how do I say that without saying that? Just big dick energy. I don't know. This group just has like the strength about them, like a rootedness about them. Even if you haven't fully discovered who you are, I just feel like you're just like very embodied. very embodied person. I'm seeing some attractiveness here too, whether it's just like the way you carry yourself or just physicality, but there's like this, I feel like people have a crush on you. Like, I feel like people are turned on by the fact that you just are so embodied. Like, you're very comfortable with yourself, even when it doesn't, maybe you don't always feel that way. I know we're human, so people aren't always comfortable with themselves, but I just feel like you have this perceived comfortability. I don't know. So I'm getting, I have all the astrology, what am I saying? Oh my gosh. So if you're into astrology and you want to look into it, I have a link in the description box down below that you can look into. As a resource, if you know your time of birth, it makes it more precise. But I'm really feeling that this group might be like fire moons. So I'm getting Sag moon. Well, I guess all, but like specifically Sagittarius moon. Adventurous, fun, but chill at the same time. It's like this blend of like Aquarius and Sag I'm getting. And also, like I said, like very blunt, like very good with your words. Like you just get to the point. There's like a sturdiness, but a fluidity at the same time. It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. I feel like you're that person that's like, I feel like you're the life of the party in the sense that like your presence is like appreciated. It's not like you're like the most like effed up there or like you're the loudest person in the room, but it's like something about your energy when you're in a group setting, a social setting. It just like elevates the group. So really, like, I feel like this group might be good at definitely like influencer or creative, but with words. Maybe like rapping or singing, making music, poetry. I'm getting like freestyle. Like somebody in this group is really good at freestyling. What else? Maybe like a party, like an event host, like a host of an event, to some type like entertainment industry. Or like a podcast, like, but like, like a thoughtful, like stream of consciousness sort of podcast, where you just kind of like share like whatever you feel comfortable sharing, obviously, but like just kind of share yourself, and then like by you doing that, like it kind of like brings wisdom to other people type thing. Again, like that has to do with like words and writing and thoughts. This group, I keep thinking of like the air element, which has to do in the tarot a lot with thoughts and ideas and the mind and the intellect. So this group feels like naturally intelligent, and also what was I about to say? Damn it. I lost it. Oh my gosh, really? That is aggravating. I literally just had it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to let it go. It's gonna bother me though. Oh my gosh. I was talking about words and thoughts. Oh, okay. This group, I keep thinking, thinking words, but it's just that realm of that mental realm I keep bringing up. So I feel like there's something about your mind that's very unique, the way that you think, the way that you present ideas or your concepts of things, and your book of norms. Like there's societal norms, and then there's your norms. Like there's something those topics, those things are very unique to you, and I think it's something that people would be probably like very interested in and mentally stimulated by as well, because it's so unique. Community. I keep saying community, but it keeps coming up. I'm also, again, like with each group, I was bringing up solitude. I feel like your ideas, like you work really well in a meditative state when in rest. You can really ground those thoughts and ideas whenever you have, like, maybe I'm getting somebody who can like go out and they feel inspired by their environment, and then they take those inspirations, they meditate on them, and then they create an idea, but they're not doing that whilst they're like engaging with their world and their environment. But like these ideas become planted and created and materialized solo. I mean, I could see you collaborating, but what I mean is just like your brainstorming sessions and all that stuff happens like away from your social life, away from where you are inspired, which for a good bit of you may be like out in your environment. So you absorb your environment and then you go home and you separate it, dissect it, and you're like, wow, this inspired me, and then you create through that. So I'm really getting like someone like in an incubator. Okay, cool. I'm Jupiter. Okay, I was saying Sagittarius energy, big ideas, big picture. Maybe some of you have Jupiter in Aquarius, but it's where you find your expansion is Jupiter. So some of you may be Jupiter in Sagittarius, so that could involve expansion through traveling. Some of you may be teachers. Some of you may be good teachers, good at explaining ideas and concepts. Maybe some of you want to go into higher learning, whether it's a certification path or getting a graduate's degree or doctorate's degree. Some of you may be, again, with your thoughts, your unique mind. Some of you may be natural. I mean, I guess anyone can be a philosopher, but there's something philosophical about your gift, your natural ability to be philosophical and very thought-provoking. Maybe it's your writing is thought-provoking. Your thoughts, it's just a lot with like the mind, like very open crown chakra, maybe a little bit of imagination, but I feel like if I was talking psychic ability, you have the psychic ability to hear certain ideas, or maybe you visually see like words or like certain signs come, like you see certain signs that like are synchronistic, or like maybe you overhear a conversation that's synchronistic, or like lyrics of a song come up and you're like, that's exactly what I need to hear, or something like that. So sort of magnetic in the sense of like frequency, sounds, music, words, thoughts. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Okay, so we have Ascension, Serapis Bay. So we have two cards for two Egyptian cards. That's really interesting. I know I'd seen a video on YouTube. I don't know how true this is, but I'm wanting to bring it up. I hadn't even watched it yet, but something towards the topic of how sound healing or sound therapy or the use of sound was developed in ancient Egypt. So again, something about sound and words. And anyways, Serapis Bay, Ascension, move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. And Horus, Cosmic Gateway, your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. That is really cool. I don't have too much to say with these cards, to be honest, because I feel like I've said a lot already. But I mean, obviously your thoughts are magnetic and powerful, so maybe some of you have like very strong manifestation abilities. I'm getting a little bit of Gemini energy and the Magician card in the tarot. So that guess like I'm thinking ancient civilizations and history, but again, like just stimulating the mind with like old knowledge and philosophy and ancient wisdom and very expansive, inquiring, very curious mind. Like you're not very, I was saying earlier, you don't really discriminate against people and their weirdness, but I feel like you also don't discriminate against like where you're drawn to get information from. Like I feel like you discriminate on what resonates with you and what doesn't, what you feel is true, what isn't, but I feel like you're not just gonna read, say, information that's from this era. You're curious about different writers and different knowledge from all kinds of areas and like civilizations and groups of people. So that's really cool. That's really cool. We have my inner compass knows the way in dreams, vivid dreaming, dream messages, and dream teaching. Okay, that's really cool. Tapping into the subconscious mind for some of you. I wonder if some of you have more vivid dreams than you do like a vivid imagination. That's really interesting. I think I've known of a person like that where they can't like, if you tell them something, they can't really like imagine it, but their dreams are super vivid, and they can navigate through their dreams. So some of you may be lucid dreamers. Maybe you get ideas through your dreams. That's really cool. That's really cool. My inner compass knows the way. It was in reverse, so I guess my only inquiry is like, I wonder if like you're being guided, but you're not like really like naming what that guiding system is. If it's more of just like, oh yeah, like I kind of ended up here, I don't know how, and like this is exactly where I needed to be. So just wonder if it's more of an unconscious like ability to kind of know where to go when you're being guided. Like again, I was saying with there's some a little bit of, did I say fire energy? No, I said mostly water and air, and I said Sagittarius, but I said fire moon. Some of you may have a fire moon. So the moon in astrology and astrological charts rule over our instinctual nature and the subconscious mind. So for anyone with a fire moon, you innately have this instinctual ability to, through your body, just take action towards something before you think. So this may be kind of like what this reverse inner compass card is alluding to, that you just kind of innately are physically, through action, inspired action, guided through your emotional action towards where you need to go. And there's no way of explaining it. It's somewhat of a feeling within the body, but it's like, oh, how did you know to go here? I don't know. I just was like, for example, like, I want to move to Las Vegas. Why? I don't know. I just, and then just the more you look into it after like that initial just impulsive feeling, you're like, wow, this is exactly where I need to be. I didn't know that, but that's cool. I just had that feeling, similar to water signs, but it's more primal, I feel, and it's more in the body. But that's really cool. That is really cool. Wow. Okay, group 3, that is your reading. Let me know what you think down below, and I hope to see y'all again soon.